Hello, and a very pleasant welcome to
Theodore McCormick.
There you go! We're looking at a program that we're just producing. Welcome to Lawrence County, and the first edition of that, Friday, April 16th. And this is
Theodore McCormick.
And Theodore, welcome to Lawrence County, Newcastle, and I'm going to put that right there for you.
All right, thank you.
Now, Theodore is from Dallas, Texas, and he is a game designer. Tell us a little bit about the game designing.
Oh, sure. So, game designers, essentially what we do is we come up with the fundamental game that you play, whether it's Scrabble, whether it's Wordscapes, whether it's Doom or Call of Duty. Our job is to basically come up with the systems that create the fun that you play, based on the things you like.
And we're talking about things you like. And, well, how did you like Lawrence County?
Well, so far I've loved it. This is just the nicest little old place in Pennsylvania. Back where I'm from in Dallas, a lot of our city is new, built in the 30s kind of area. But here you can see all sorts of history. I've been staying in the Belladonna Inn just to get a taste of it.
Now, there is a great place, the Belladonna Inn, and let me explain to you. The person that originally lived in that structure was the Lieutenant Governor of Pennsylvania.
The Lieutenant Governor, you're not... Wow, that's amazing.
So, just to give you an idea of where you're staying, and we're broadcasting from the beautiful Majestic, and we're very fortunate as to hear some people, you might have heard of them. Harry Truman.
Harry Truman.
He stood here. And, Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio, no kidding.
He was here.
Oh.
Now, let's talk about the Belladonna Inn.
Sure.
What do you think of that?
Well, I've been staying in the, I believe it's the Black Orchid Room. It's a Victorian-style room. And what's really awesome there, it's got a clawfoot tub. It's got one of those showers. It's a little bit like an old phone handle. You know, you sit in it and you have to pour it over you. That was fun to figure out. Upper body strength you need to get out of those kind of tubs. You know what I mean? But no, it's been fascinating. It has all the original wood. It has these wonderful curtain beds and breakfast every morning. Something different every day.
You know, those people are fantastic with the food that they prepare. I've been there several times, and I really, really enjoyed their food. And while we're talking about food, right down the street from the Belladonna Inn is Hazels.
Yes, Hazels Diner. So I got to have liver and onions at Hazels Diner. And I tell you, I haven't had liver and onions like that in about 25 years.
It really, the food here, I've always said the food in Newcastle is amazing. And one of the other places that we talked about that you had gone was the Crane Room.
Yes, the Crane Room. So, and unfortunately, I'm in town for my grandmother's funeral memorial, which we had at St. Mary's, just down the street. But then afterwards, we had a luncheon with all of the family in the Crane Room, just down Wilmington, I believe the street's name is.
Wilmington Road.
And the Crane Room is a really interesting place. I really enjoy it. They're very hospitable. They put us up real easy. And it looked like they make their own beers, so I haven't tried them yet. I do want to.
Yes, they have craft beers on tap. And they're a proud sponsor at Lawrence County 45 Weather. And they do a lot of great things out there. Matter of fact, Donald Trump, his entourage had gone out there. Mike Kelly, who is our congressman, has been out to the Crane Room. And it's been fantastic to be able to go in there and you see a lot of different things. Now, with that, one of our spots that is a nice art center is the Hoyt.
Oh yes, the Hoyt Art Center in the old Hoyt Mansion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So yeah, today my uncle Claude Marangoni, who's lived here his whole life, and his family's lived here his whole life, showed me around town, showed me how the town has changed, what was the Mansion District where he lived. And he took me to the Hoyt Mansion to see some of the art there, where he had himself taken classes. And it was really nice to see regional art from artists in the area, as well as those brought in from out of town. It's really, really beautiful place. Different kinds of pottery, ceramics, statues, everything.
Now, going on right now is their mini masterpiece series, which at 4 o'clock on Saturday, the 17th, it has to be in by then, and they have a lot of great regional art type exhibitions, contests, and different things like that. During the Christmas season, and it was not this Christmas season because of COVID,
Right.
but the one prior, they made stained glass ornaments.
Really?
And it was really breathtaking. We had our broadcast day, and you could go back and look at it because we're available anytime on your time. We had an 8-hour broadcast day, and we captured all of the activities that went on with the parade and what have you right here in downtown Newcastle. And we had balloons in our parade that they were second to none, and it used to be called the Balloon Parade. And our band here back in the 60s performed in the Macy's Day Parade.
Oh, no kidding.
So we're kind of proud of those things, and we are the fireworks capital of the world. And we have a lot of fireworks to watch here, especially if you're here during some of our great festivals, which look to be kicking off again as we shed this COVID type thing. Now, I'm going to show you a building that here, this is the Scottish Rite Cathedral.
Oh, yeah.
And it was deemed the largest stage between New York and Chicago. And we've had many concerts there. The Tops, the Temptations, Pittsburgh Symphony's been there, and it's been a very enjoyable thing. Now, tell us, with some of your travels, what are some of the things that that really, well, you may mention a St. Mary's Church, so let's talk about that first.
Sure. So St. Mary's Church is more or less, I would say in ignorance, maybe call it a cathedral. It's a really, really nice, like large, tremendous Catholic church with these great stained glass windows with golden filigree on the insides. The churches in Dallas are a little bit more, I would say modern in the worst way. Just a little bit more serviceable and pragmatic, but not nearly as beautiful. Like you walk into St. Mary's Church and you see, the glory of God, so to speak, and you're just swept away. And the acoustics, everything. We had that organ in the back. We had Silent Night sung from us in there, and it was heartrending. It was wonderful.
Now, that's a takeoff on the Cathedral of Notre Dame in Paris. And when you get a chance to look at it from the top down, you'll see that it's set up in the form of a cross.
So it is based on Notre Dame.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to look foolish on camera.
Yeah.
It's like, it looks a lot like Notre Dame.
Yeah. They don't have the flying buttresses in the back.
Right.
But St. Mary's was the first Catholic parish in Newcastle, And it actually started out across the street
Okay.
in a Methodist church and then moved to the present location. And that was built around the 1925, 1926 type time.
Okay, the 20s.
Now, at that time, I don't know how much you like swimming, but there were only 2 indoor swimming pools in the country.
Really?
And do you know where they were located?
Well, I know for a fact, because of my Uncle Claude, that one of them was in a mansion down the street.
Well, yeah, the Olympic-sized pool was in the George Washington School
Really?
now, and just previous to George Washington being built, and I mean a year, they built the Ben Franklin Junior High School, which is now LCAP, and the pool inside there was just a little bit short of Olympic size.
No kidding.
But the pool at George Washington was an Olympic-sized pool. We host other things that, and you being from Texas, football very big in Newcastle.
Oh, yeah? That's good to hear.
We had one of the first in the country games in the night. When evening games under the lights, but the first event at Taggart Stadium was a track meet.
Really?
And people came from these colleges like USC, Stanford, to look at Taggart Stadium. So just a few things. The baseball game was canceled this afternoon, and they play at Flaherty Field, which was home to the Detroit Tigers minor league team, the Cleveland Indians, and at that time the Washington Senators.
Really?
So we've had quite a few things that were staples in Newcastle. I wish you would have gotten a chance, and maybe there's still time to try our hot dogs.
I should make time to do that.
Yes, they have chili, and the chili is spicy, and of course, and we were known for our hot dogs as well as our fireworks, and some of the great things that are about Lawrence County. The Amish are out towards New Wilmington and that area.
Now that's been interesting. I've never seen the Amish directly before. We saw some going up Wilmington toward the Crane Room, actually.
Right.
Yeah. And in I think we saw an Amish couple in a Dollar General as well, which is interesting.
Right. Now, Westminster College is located in New Wilmington, and it's one of the older schools in the area, and it boasts a liberal arts curriculum.
Okay.
And has a lot of people that have done rather well that are from Westminster College. Now, did you get the opportunity to see the Warner Theater?
I've not yet seen the Warner Theater.
The Warner Theater, Warner Brothers, starting here in Newcastle.
Warner Brothers started in Newcastle.
Yes.
I did not know that. Tell me more about the theater.
They came from Youngstown to Newcastle and set up the theater. Well, over here's the Dunkin' Donuts, and when you go 3 lights, well, 2 lights, and right before you go over the bridge, there was the Warner Theater, which they used chairs from the funeral homes, and that was right across the street, for people to sit on and watch the shows.
Wow. Anything to make it work, right? That's show business in a nutshell.
Yeah. Now, we're NCTV45, and WKST is the AM radio station here, and the ST stands for Samuel Townsend. And I kind of honor that individual. He was known as the Skipper. He was in World War II. And from Rochester. He actually lived in this building.
Did he?
And his kids went to North Street School. When he then moved WKST to the Cathedral and then to its present location out in Chenango Township, and they started WKST TV45, which then moved to WYTV over in Youngstown, Ohio, Channel 33.
Oh, wow.
So a little history about Newcastle and some of the great things that we have here. We boast a large Italian population.
That I've noticed.
And the Italian food is really good.
Oh, yes. That too, I've
And
noticed.
a lot of local winemakers. Joseph's, one of our great sponsors here, every fall they get in grape juice and the various individuals make wine.
Oh.
So that gives you some idea, some of the things that go on here in our fine county and our fine city. And,
What would you say, Joseph's wine? What's his brand?
well, he gets in different juices.
Oh,
Now, myself, my dad does a Marlowe,
Oh.
but I do a Valpolicella,
Really?
which means cellar of the grapes.
Okay.
And it's usually a drier wine over in Italy, but the sweeter wine is the trick, and I do the sweeter one.
That sounds like a delicious wine. I'd have to try it.
So a little bit about our fair city, and I thank you for coming in.
I thank you for interviewing me. It's been a pleasure.
And we hope your stay in Newcastle and at the Belladonna Inn is just great. And make sure you come back here again.
I'd be happy to. If it's anything like it has been, I'll be sure to.
And you can watch NCTV45 anytime on your time. When you're in Dallas, wherever, just go to NCTV45.com. Watch us on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and we're out there for you. So, folks, thanks for tuning in. Have a real great day. And make sure that, as I always say, make sure you get that second cup of coffee and have a super day in what I call the greatest castle in the world, in the county of Lawrence. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye, everyone.